everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley for those of you who are new here. So this is something new on my channel. We are just kind of following along. I announced last week, I believe, on my other platforms, not necessarily here, but my other platforms, that I am pregnant with my third child. Currently, as of today, I am 15 weeks pregnant. So I just thought I would hop up here and just kind of give y'all an update as to what's going on, and now that I'm finally in my second trimester, just kind of help some other expecting mommies out there with all of the struggles of the first trimester. This is my third go around, but it is very different, especially from my last pregnancy. With my daughter, it was a lot easier, I feel. I just feel like it was a lot easier the last time. I had less morning sickness, I had less nausea, you know, little stuff like that. So, let me start by saying that we don't know the gender yet. We will be doing somewhat of a gender reveal. We haven't fully put that together yet, but that is coming, and so obviously we don't have a name. When we do have a name, we will not be announcing the name until the birth. The main reason for this is with both of my other children. When we announced the name halfway through my pregnancy, when we found out the genders, I just really didn't appreciate some of the reactions that I got. Some of you may know my first was Giovanni. We call him Gio. His name isn't spelled the traditional way with a G. We did it with a J. And my second one is Zuri. Yeah, we got some mixed reactions with the naming. Some people were like, oh, those are so cute, but you know, some people were not very supportive. And when you're already going through pregnancy hormones and all that, the last thing that you need is people criticizing your parenting already. You know, part of parenting is naming your children. So we're definitely going to wait until the birth to announce the name. That is something that it took me 3 kids to get here to that decision. I thought maybe with my daughter I'd get a better reaction, but now we're on baby number 3, final baby. And yeah, so we've learned that lesson. So that is one thing that I can help all the expectant mommies out there, is if you know that there's people in your life that are just naturally not that supportive, I would personally hold off on announcing certain things like the baby's name or stuff like that until, you know, the actual birth or whatever. So that's, you know, something I've learned along the way. So now for my experience in my first trimester. This one is very picky, very particular. I literally cannot eat or look at, and this is still to this day, cannot eat or look at lettuce, zucchini, what else? Mostly anything like green. Most vegetables I just can't. I can tolerate carrots every once in a while. Beets I love beets. And tomatoes. I'm not normally like a huge tomato fan. Oh my gosh though, this pregnancy, tomatoes are just, they taste amazing. So even when we like go out, if I get like anything that has tomatoes on it, I'll be like, oh, give me extra tomatoes. So that's something that's different. I literally cannot eat a salad because I can't stand the lettuce. Like, I'll automatically throw that up. Also, I can't eat meat for whatever reason. Meat, oh, see, just even thinking about it, I almost threw up just now. My morning sickness still has not 1,000% gone away, nor has my nausea. So that's also a big difference with this pregnancy. The meat thing, however, I did have that same issue when I was pregnant with my first Giovanni. A majority of my pregnancy, I couldn't eat meat unless it was like specific meats, like steak. What else? Steak, and I think it was just steak and maybe cheeseburgers. But this pregnancy, I can't even eat steak at all. I tried to because I was actually craving it the other day, and I cooked it up very nicely, literally cut off like a small piece like this, and that was it. Threw it up. So there's that. That's a really weird thing. So it's been kind of like a struggle with that, because trying to balance my food aversions with feeding the family has kind of been a struggle, because just because I don't want meat doesn't mean that everybody else doesn't want meat. Particularly the guys. Me and Zuri. Zuri is like my little halfway vegetarian. Like, she's cool without meat. She doesn't really mind. But the guys, God forbid. God forbid they don't eat meat for like 3 hours. So there is that. But to make up for it, specifically the vegetable aspect, every day I do make a fruit and veggie smoothie. I figured this out because when my nausea was really, really bad, I went to a store that's local to us. It's called Honest Weight. It's all organic, all local farmers. Oops, dropping stuff. All local farmers, all, basically everything is local, fresh, organic. But they have a smoothie bar. And I don't know, one day, the smoothie just sounded so good. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try that. And I asked them to add a little bit of spirulina. That's, if you don't know what that is, it's like a blue-green algae. It's really good for you, it's really healthy, and it doesn't really taste like anything. But I just love the health benefits of it. So I asked them to add that into the smoothie, and I noticed that after I drank that, I started feeling so much better. I had more energy to get through the day and actually get things done, rather than like consistently over the toilet throwing up and consistently needing to lay down because I'm getting so exhausted. So I kind of like stuck with that and made sure that I bought everything that I needed to consistently make smoothies at home. I did get a mix. It's called a Superfood Greens. I'll find it on, I think I bought it at Walmart. So I'll try to find it on the Walmart website and link it in the description box for everybody. But the amount of vegetables and just vitamins and minerals in there is just, it's absolutely amazing. So like there's organic quinoa and broccoli and basically all the stuff that I literally can't stomach eating is in that mix. And so I just blend it up with a little bit of spinach, some berries, a banana, cucumber, and you know, just the simple stuff that I can take. And I blend that up and I drink it every single morning, and it gives me, and the powder actually also has spirulina. But it just gives me that energy, and it helps me to not feel nauseous for the rest of the day. I don't know why it is that helps me specifically, but it just does. So, you know, whatever works, you know. So another thing that I do want the expectant mothers who watch this to take away from this talk is, we as mothers, even if this is your first baby, you just naturally have that instinct of needing to do the most for your child and needing to do the best for your child. And so a lot of And I notice a lot of first-time moms especially get caught up in, oh my God, I'm throwing up all the time and I can't stomach this and I can't stomach that, and I feel like the baby is not getting enough nutrients. What I want to tell all these mothers that feel that way, I sympathize. I completely understand. I'm like one of the biggest like Google your symptoms person out there. Anything I'm feeling, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta Google it. Anything that's going on with my kid, I gotta Google it. So I totally get that. But what I have learned now that I am past my first trimester with my third child is I have had to, this pregnancy, kind of just step back and realize that it's okay to be selfish in that first trimester and really think about yourself. I couldn't stomach food. Like, I really couldn't. For like the first, God, I want to say maybe like 11 weeks, 12 weeks, all I could really do is drink liquids and eat toast. Like, there really wasn't anything else that I could stomach. And that's okay. I feel like as women and as moms, we need to step back and be okay with that. As long as you're getting the liquids that you need and you're taking your prenatal vitamins, trust your body in knowing that it is taking care of your baby in the way that you need the baby taken care of. So I survived literally on ice water, Gatorade, liquid IV, stuff like that. I was heavy on iced tea, but I didn't want it sweetened for whatever reason. I don't know. And like the only thing that I could eat was like toast with butter. It was very little of anything else. And I really can't even remember what, maybe pizza. I could tolerate pizza, but I don't know. I don't know what it is about that first trimester, but trust your body, basically. You're doing enough. You're doing your best. As long as you're getting the liquids and you're taking your vitamins, your baby's taken care of, believe me. The nutrients that is in the food is literally more for you. And as long as you're not throwing up the liquids, which actually I was doing in my very first pregnancy, I did have, I pronounce this wrong all the time. I think it's hyperemesis or hyperemesis, one of those. So I was hospitalized with an IV because I couldn't even keep down liquids. But as long as you're keeping down the liquids and you can tolerate like a dry, bland type of food, even once a day, trust your body to take care of the rest. You're not losing so much weight that, you know, you're gonna fall off your bones or whatever. Just trust the process. It's only for like a short amount of time. I know it feels like it drags on forever and ever, but it'll be over with soon enough. And by the time that nausea and that morning sickness subsides, then you can focus on getting those nutrients in a better way. So that would be my advice for that specifically. Okay, so another thing that I do want to touch on is I do get a lot of questions on why did I wait to announce it until 14 weeks. I do have a history of having miscarriages. So we wanted to wait until we were in the clear to announce. I was in the clear and then I got a severe sinus infection. So I didn't even want to film, pose, talk to anybody. I mean, I was struggling for at least a week with that. So then that wasted another week. And now, I don't know if y'all saw my other vlogs, but we are currently on vacation. Not my husband, because he had to stay behind and work because his office finally opened up after this whole pandemic, and so he was excited to get back to the office. Didn't want to take any more time off. So I was like, fine, I'll just take the kids and we'll do vacation, and then, you know, before school starts back, then we'll do like a family situation. So there's that. We were trying to get settled into our little area to vacation properly. And so we kind of just, it was a mixture of timing and a lot of stuff going on. So it wasn't that we were hiding anything specifically, it's just we wanted to wait until we were in the clear. And then we had some other things going on that delayed. As well as, we wanted to tell the kids in person before we announced it anywhere, because the last thing that we wanted was for somebody to mention it to the kids before we did. So, there's that. So, some of you may or may not know, I do have asthma. My asthma with this pregnancy has not been beautiful, but I don't think it's the pregnancy specifically. I think the pollen levels this year are just ridiculous. I mean, I have friends and family members who don't typically get seasonal allergies, but this year they did. So I don't think it's the pregnancy. I think it's just the environment and the air in general. My blood pressure, though, is somewhat of an issue this pregnancy. I only started getting elevated blood pressure after my daughter. It wasn't like elevated to the point of being diagnosed hypertension, but it's just elevated in like they just want to monitor it. So my doctor did recommend, and I did purchase a blood pressure machine. It's just an electronic one. I just put the cuff on, press the button, it just does it for me. And I do that once a week. I record it so that I can take it to the doctor's office whenever I have appointments. And so that's being dealt with. It's just being monitored. It's nothing really severe at this point. It's just slightly elevated. What else? I do get numbness already in my sides, especially at night. That's something that a lot of pregnant women don't necessarily mention, is that for whatever reason, I really don't even know the scientific reason, but I don't know, my side goes numb when I sleep. It doesn't matter which side, it's just whatever side I'm on. So if I'm sleeping on this side, this whole like hand and everything just goes numb. Gotta flip it to the other side, then this one goes numb, but it's usually after like a couple of hours. It's not like immediately or anything. Leg spasms, muscle spasms in my legs. I have literally gotten this now all 3 pregnancies. It's the worst feeling in the freaking world. I wake up screaming, and it's usually because of the way that I stretch. Like if I stretch my leg like outward like this, oh my god, that's it. And I feel it coming on, and I'm like, oh, here we go. I've literally gotten this all 3 pregnancies now. It's horrid. It's horrid. It is the worst feeling in the world. If like, I don't know what getting shot feels like, but I feel like I got shot. I wake up screaming, and the kids are usually like, what happened? And I'm like, I have a leg spasm. It's bad. I don't know how many people get that, but it's definitely a constant in my pregnancies. So watch out for that, and actually talk to your mothers if you can, because I found out from my mother, I think my first pregnancy, that I get that from her. She had that. So thanks, Mom. It's a great thing to hand on down. It's horrid. Oh God. Let me know if you guys get those. Oh. So then I tried like my hardest to just not even stretch, so that I don't even have to feel that. So yeah, there will be a video coming out soon enough on telling the children about the pregnancy and their reactions for anybody who is interested. I did it in such a cute way for my littlest because, you know, she's new to the big sister world. Gio, he's been there in the big brother world with Zuri. I really wish I would have thought of a cute way to announce it to him, but you know, times change, and so you just come up with new things as the years go by. So he was kind of told more in like a traditional way, we're pregnant. And he's like, oh, okay. So we did it with Zuri in like a little cute way. So that video will be coming out, I don't want to say next week, because I don't really remember when I have it set to come out, but it'll come out. And then when it does, I will go back into editing and link it right here for you guys. What else? That's pretty much it. So I will be posting here and there about any updates and all that. So yeah, just if you guys want to follow along, that's great. I love y'all for that and appreciate it. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Comment down below any questions, or you can DM me. I usually answer DMs. Any questions, and I will either talk about it in my next video update, or I'll just answer you directly, depending on if it's pertaining to my next video, or it could just be answered there on the spot. Okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I hope y'all found something helpful and useful in this video, because I just really, you know, want to help out anybody who's maybe expecting and just going through the motions, you know. It's a really weird time to be expecting. Like, this whole pandemic situation isn't even over, and so just as moms, naturally, we're just not sure of the whole pregnancy situation, and adding the stress of there still being a pandemic going on, it's just, it amps it up a lot. So, but yeah, so thank y'all so much for watching, and I guess I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye everybody.